I'll be honest with you guys, new Pokemon Snap can be really cryptic sometimes. I found myself stuck and not knowing how to progress numerous times, but after beating the game, I noticed there were specific things that usually advance the story, even if the game doesn't tell you. So in an effort to help my fellow photographers, I wanted to break down things you can try if you find yourself stuck in new Pokemon Snap. If you like this video, then consider dropping a like and subscribing. We'd appreciate it. So first things first, let's talk about research levels. When you complete a course, your photos will be evaluated by Professor Mirror and you'll get a score on those photos. That score becomes expedition points, and you'll need a certain amount of expedition points to unlock the next research level in any given course. A new research level means more Pokemon and potential new behaviors for the Pokemon that were already there. What the game doesn't tell you is that a lot of the time you need to get to research level 2 to advance the story, and at least for me, I didn't always get to research level 2 my first time around, so I needed to go through the course again to get more expedition points. As a little bonus tip to that, you should still snap Pokemon you've already snapped when going through a course again and having the professor evaluate them for expedition points. Even though it won't increase your photo dex, it'll help you get to the next research level faster. You never need to get past level 2 on any of the courses if you're just trying to beat the main story, but I do want to point out that at one point in the game, you get the option to take photos around the lab and you do not need to get to level 2 on that one. The expedition points required for that one is a lot larger than the regular courses and it has no bearing on the story, so don't be like me and play that course a dozen times only for nothing to happen. Before I move on, I want to briefly mention that you'll reach a point where you start getting requests from your team members. And while they're a great way to get some 4-star photos, they have nothing to do with story progression. So if you're stuck, don't start trying to do a bunch of requests like I also did. So okay, you have every main course up to research level 2 and you still haven't progressed. Now what can you do? Well, try Lumina Orbs. To unlock some Lumina Orbs, you'll need to take a photo of the glowing Crystabloom on each island. Yes, there's a different colored Lumina Orb for each island that only works on that island. You must take a photo of a glowing Crystabloom. Ones that aren't glowing don't count. And then once you do that, the professor will be able to make the new Lumina Orbs for that island. Sometimes that'll be enough to progress, but if that doesn't work, try going through the course again and actually using the Lumina Orbs. Sometimes the professor just wants to see it in action, and I respect that. This next part is going to get a little more specific to later parts of the game, so if you haven't gotten through the Forest Lumina spot yet, I'd recommend getting to that point with the information I've already given, and then coming back. Alright, so you've gotten to that point in the game? Great. This is where things get super cryptic. After you've taken photos of the second Lumina Pokemon, you'll learn that there are more Lumina Pokemon. 2 more to be specific, but how do you get to them? The game tells you nothing, so here's what you have to do. To get the first one, you'll need to play Research Level 2 of the Volcano because it leads down a completely separate path. Not an alternate path, it just is a separate path. How would you know to do this? You wouldn't, so hopefully you just felt like playing the Volcano level again. But once you start Volcano Level 2, it's pretty straightforward. The other one is probably the most frustrating, and also probably why a lot of you are here. In Seafloor Level 2, you'll notice a Clawitzer at the beginning of the level. It'll start swimming in front of you, and you'll notice it try to destroy some rocks in a cave, but it isn't strong enough to do it. What you're supposed to do is hit this Pokemon with a Lumina Orb, and that powers it up, so it'll destroy the rocks and open a new path to you. You'll need to take a photo of the glowing Crystabloom in the seafloor and unlock the Lumina Orb before attempting this. This gameplay mechanic was never used before and is never used again, so if you didn't know to do that, I do not blame you at all. From there, just follow the new path and you'll be on your way to the 4th Lumina Pokemon. Moving on, once you reach the cave on the 5th island, it's actually similar to the 3rd Lumina Pokemon in the Volcano. Just play through Research Level 2 normally after you unlock it, and it'll lead down a new path. Now beyond this is endgame spoilers, so if you haven't unlocked the 6th and final island, come back once you do. In the final area, Ruins of Remembrance, you first want to get the glowing Crystabloom, which is actually very close to the beginning of the course. Once you do that and Professor Mirror creates this island's Lumina Orb, go through the course again and this time light up all the flowers in the cave itself. They can be pretty tricky to spot, and make sure you hit them before the Neo one gets too far away, or you'll have to start the course over. Once you do that, a new route will unlock and you'll be on your way to the final Lumina Pokemon. And there you have it. Hopefully this helped you progress through some of the more cryptic parts of new Pokemon Snap. Have any further questions? Drop them down in the comments below and I'll try to answer them as best as I can. If you're curious to see the differences between Pokemon Snap and new Pokemon Snap, I made another video listing off 6 of the biggest changes between the two. Thanks for watching, and for all things Pokemon, stay tuned to GameSpot.